I miss doing these. So recently I've been on the prowl for some of the most hilarious and or pestering glitches I can find in the entirety of Overwatch. Turns out there's a pretty important reason for all of those patches and updates that prolong your trigger finger for another few minutes when you boot up the game. Malfunctions, exploits, what have you. Don't even think about attempting these because we will not be held responsible for any accounts lost. Here's some glitches. As it turns out, if you find yourself practicing some Tracer on Dorado or Route 66, you can position yourself in front of the payload, blink away, and then give about 3 seconds of time for your team to push the payload forward a little, then you can recall back into where the payload is currently. You will have merged with the payload. Tracer's whole body is blocked by the payload, making her effectively invisible to the enemy team, and even if they do manage to pick up on where you're at, they'll have an even harder time dispatching you. In case you've got more density in your head than a boulder, I'll go ahead and say it. Don't be an idiot. You'll probably get banned if you're caught using this exploit, and I'm pretty sure it's patched anyway. Don't do it. Don't. Upon ejecting from your mech after landing a self-destruct or taking too much damage, D.Va would instantly become part of the Overwatch space exploration program. Eco Point Antarctica used to harbor a glitch exclusively only to that map that apparently made the D.Va character essentially unplayable. Every time the game called for her to retreat from her mech, she'd just make like Team Rocket and blast off again straight into the atmosphere and die. Luckily for the D.Va mains, Blizzard had a hotfix up practically the week the glitch was noticed, and the bug was only short-lived after its discovery. Again, don't do it. In the new seasonal event, Overwatch Uprising, beating Legendary suddenly just got a whole hell of a lot easier because during the escort section of the mission, you can stand right beside this door here and impede all Omnics from spawning. This almost seems like a prank. Just how trained are these units anyway? An entire colony of rogue automatons and suddenly it's PP Pants City if there's someone at the door to greet them on the way in? Get out of my fucking face. People have caught on to springing the exploit, and now Legendary is a huge joke for half the squads that hop into it expecting a challenge and getting, well, this. If you happen to occupy one certain spot on Volskaya Industries, your defense matrix will not regenerate. This is not a problematic glitch since the spot takes up almost no space and is just on the corner of this ledge right here, but for some reason, if a player stands in this exact spot, your shields eat crap. No reason why, but it's a pretty minor thing that got patched pretty quickly after someone uploaded a video on YouTube showcasing the bug. Despite it being such a small glitch, it did find a patch in reasonable time. Nice to know Blizzard's QA team is always on point. Now if they could just grow the balls to nerf some bastions, that'd be nice. May's exploit on Eco Point Antarctica involved setting up an ice wall in a certain building while crouching, effectively putting you just up against the ceiling. When you stood up, May could then reach the upper area of the building which was previously thought to be inaccessible, and kinda still is because you shouldn't be able to get up there. While you can shoot through the glitched ceiling, others will not be able to return fire, effectively turning you into a ghost May, as if May didn't do an exceptional job at pissing me off already. Now this shit, don't do it. Smear frames are actually not a glitch. They're a stylized form of animation used to give characters a more stretched out, cartoonish appearance. This type of animation quickly turns ridiculous when dragged into Sony Vegas and you start going frame by frame until suddenly you see what looks to be McCree, only if he got his bottom lip caught in a motorized winch. Smear frames are straight up funny as hell, and so I deemed it appropriate to go on ahead and throw it into the list, even though if you're speaking on an animator's behalf, it's technically not a glitch. Don't do it. Killing players in spawn in Overwatch. Jesus crap, if there is a single exploit that would earn you a ban quicker. It's basically like any other wall breach glitch, only except you're breaching into the spawn point. Not like you wouldn't immediately get killed upon entry, but the fact that there are unpatched glitches out there that give potentially toxic players this kind of power is almost downright frightening. I've seen the gates close as a round ends and someone on the other team gets trapped in spawn. That's one, different, and two, batshit hilarious. Sometimes players will accidentally find exploits that let them enter into the back of the spawn zone with an ultimate ready to pop, and suddenly they've got themselves a team wipe and a ban. Don't do it. Now introducing the new meta. Roadhog's hook is now more viable than ever in competitive due to its ability to stretch beyond ordinary limits and traverse miles of land ahead of him. This buggy animation glitch will happen if you hook someone just as they're leaving a game, or if you hook a diva nuke just as it explodes, so it's understandably difficult to time appropriately. You can try baiting this glitch out if you want, but it won't serve you much use and will do more harm than good because you can't use your hook for the rest of the match. Stay tuned for the next patch where the hook is extended to the point where it travels the circumference of the whole planet and fucks you directly in the ass. Map breaking glitches wear many hats and come in many forms. Whether it's the camouflaging turret in Team Fortress 2 or the wall hacks in Call of Duty, you're probably familiar with them one way or another. Overwatch's own collection of map breaking glitches can be found on multiple maps, all with different points in which you can engage them. Hanamura, for example, has a crevice that eats Sombra's translocator beacon, and if you use it, it will teleport you outside of the map. Other than Maze glitch covered previously, I can't really imagine this being used tactically against another team, mostly because these glitches end up warping you somewhere completely foreign. I'm sure everyone remembers this one. During the earlier builds of Overwatch, people loved playing as Widowmaker, but for more reasons than just her gameplay. It was either laugh-worthy or kind of pathetic seeing her activate her ultimate and then proceed to activate something else. Widowmaker's physique has to be impressive and fit to pull off those acrobatic moves in all the animated shorts, that much I understand, but when her waist size goes up a good 5 inches at the press of a button, I suddenly get the controversy. I'd love to purchase that golden weapon. Hey, that's not going in the script, right? Glitches are somewhat of a specialty of ours here on the channel, and we're enthralled to see that not even Overwatch holds an immunity to these glorious cock-ups. But not everything on our channel is this ridiculous. If you're looking for a few good pointers on how to play some of Overwatch's hardest heroes, look no further and hop right on over here.